What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Life After Lockup Season 5, Episode 18, Deleted But Not Forgotten. Let's get started with Chevel and Quaylen. So their segment starts off with Chevel having a conversation with her daughter at the kitchen table. So they're talking about the wedding, and her daughter tells her that she would pay Chevel $20 to not go to the wedding, for herself to not go to the wedding. And so the mother asks her, Chevel asks her, like, why don't you want to come to the wedding? Because you don't want to see me and Quaylen kiss? And the girl was just like, no, I just don't want to come. She doesn't want to she doesn't want to come to the wedding. She doesn't want to see her mother get married at all to Quaylen. She doesn't want to call Quaylen daddy. Chevel brought up the whole adoption thing, and the girl was like, hell to the no, I don't want to be adopted. The girl just wants it to be her and her mother. And so Chevel tells her daughter, well, the other day Quaylen took you to some place to go have fun, and I thought you had a really good time. And the little girl was like, yeah, but I still wanted you to be there. So she's obviously very close, very attached to her mother, because it's been just the two of them for a very long time. And now you have this man in your house taking up your mother's time, all up in your face, trying to play daddy to you. And it's just a little bit too much. Now, when Quaylen first came out of prison, Maila was quite young. I don't know exactly how old she was, but she looked to be maybe about, maybe like around 6 years old or so. And so Quaylen and Chevel were together for a bit, and then they broke up because the last time that we saw them on Love After Lockup, they had broken up at the end of that season, and they had stayed broken up for a while, but now they've reconciled and now they're trying to get married. And so during the time that they were apart, the little girl was once again being very close, very attached to her mother. Quaylen was no longer in the picture, and now Quaylen is back in the picture, and she has to get used to sharing her mom again. So all of these decisions that these adults are making are creating havoc on this child's life. Quaylen is in and out of her mother's life, in and out of their home. She has no idea if this man is going to stay. Her own father is MIA. He's missing in action. So it's a lot. And these people need to understand that as you're going through your relationship turmoil, your relationship ups and downs, your child is too. And at least with you as an adult, you know how to maneuver it, and you know how to handle your feelings. The kids don't. They're doing the best that they can possibly do in their small little minds, and you're dragging them up and down and all over the place with your relationship problems, and the kids are just trying to hang on, and they just need consistency and security and reassurance, and you're not giving that because you and your man don't even know what the hell y'all want to do with each other. So the girl was like, no, she's going to pass on being adopted. She's going to pass on calling Quaylen daddy. And in her confessional, Chevel tells us, oh, but deep down inside, I know that Maila really loves Quaylen. Does she? Really? Are you trying to convince yourself of that, or try to convince us of that? Your child is telling you exactly what it is. And I'm going to need you, Chevel, to pay very close attention to what your child is saying. But, she would rather put her daughter through this than to be without heavily under the influence Quaylen, because y'all, I don't know what's going on with Quaylen. I swear to God, he was not like this when he first came out of prison. I kind of remember him being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and more alert when he came out of prison than what's going on with him now. He looks like he is heavily drugged. He's under the influence of something, and it's just a different Quaylen as far as I'm concerned. It's just a completely different Quaylen. So then the next time that we see Chevel, she's having a conversation with Quaylen in the kitchen again. Like, I'm trying to understand, why are we always filming in the kitchen with this family? So she starts off by telling Quaylen, I thought about, the conversation that we had about you adopting Maila, and I forgot what reason she gave. I don't know if she said they were moving too fast or what, but she said that she was not going to call Maila's biological father to get his permission to terminate his rights to his daughter so that Quaylen and his Quaaludes can adopt Maila. So she's like, yeah, I think I'm going to hold off on calling him and asking him that. And Quaylen was very confused. confused, and he was like, I don't understand, because the only way that it's going to be easy for us to go through with the adoption process is for him to voluntarily give up his rights. And so once again, she tells him, oh, I don't think the timing is right. I forgot exactly what reason she gave, but she gave some reason of why she doesn't want to do it. So now Quaylen is getting heated because she's, standing her ground on not calling Maila's father. And so he's like, okay, I don't understand, because I'm the one that's here every day, all day. I'm the one that's putting in the work, being in this child's life, taking care of her, this, that, and the third. And you're telling me that you're not going to call old dude over there because he's not even a part of her life. He's not doing anything for her. I'm the one that's doing everything for her. And now you want to, call off the whole adoption process. So what was the point of us even going to the attorney and talking to the attorney if you didn't even want to go through with this? So, she's, meandering, beating around the bush. She doesn't really want to tell him the real reason as far as why she doesn't want to go through with the adoption, which is that her daughter doesn't want to do it. And she doesn't want to tell Quaylen. I don't know if she thinks that Quaylen's feelings are going to get hurt and then he is going to leave, because he's going to be like, what am I here for if, your own daughter doesn't want me to be a part of her life, but I'm the one busting my butt taking care of her. So she doesn't want to tell him the truth. He gets upset. They start arguing. It turns into like a full-blown shouting match between Chevel and Quaylen. And so he's like, well, if you ain't going to call him, I'm going to call him. And she says, you don't even have his number. How are you going to call him? And he tells her, you don't know what I have. You don't know what I know. As your husband, I'm telling you that I'm going to take care of this if you're not going to take care of it. And then she says, well, you're not my husband yet. And he goes, and it might just stay that way. And he slams the door as he walks into the bedroom. Y'all, it's a hot mess. So I want Quaylen to calm down. I want him to chill out. Oh, he also ended up telling her, because she says it's just between me and her father. It's just between us. This whole thing about him relinquishing his rights and the adoption. And he says it's between you, him, and me, because I'm here now. I'm part of the equation. Yes, Quaylen, you are part of the equation. Yes, Quaylen, you're doing a lot as far as taking care of another man's child. And we commend you for that, because you are taking Chevel and Maila as a full package. And you're doing the best that you can to bond with Maila and to be there for her and taking care of her and all of that. We see that, we acknowledge that, we recognize that. But I'm pretty sure y'all have seen those videos that go viral on Instagram and TikTok and wherever else, where the stepchild makes their own decision to want to be adopted by their step parent. And then they'll surprise the step parent with that decision, right? And then they can start the whole adoption process. So Quaylen, just give it time. If you and Chevel are really meant to be and y'all are going to be together forever, then just give it time. Wait until Maila is the one that makes that decision of wanting to be adopted. They think that right now, because she's so young, she really has no say so, really doesn't make a difference to her, but it does. And she does have a say so. And she's at that age now where she's a little bit more aware and her feelings are extremely valid. So if she's not ready, she's just not ready. Just be happy being a stepdad and knowing that, with time, the little girl is going to warm up to him and she might make that decision to want to be adopted. And if she never makes that decision ever, then that's still okay. That's still cool, because Quaylen, you're still doing a good thing by being a father to a child that's not biologically yours and stepping up to the plate when her own father didn't. And one day she'll realize that. Let's move on to Justina Michael. So it is their last day in Rhode Island and they're having a really big family breakfast with Justine's side of the family and Michael's side of the family. Everybody's there. So Justine says in her confessional that it's really difficult for them to be moving to Las Vegas because Mike is going to be leaving his kids, and the little ones never really lived with him, never really spent any quality time with him before he went to prison, and now he's out, and they got to know him for a hot minute, and now he's going to be leaving again to Las Vegas. And so she was talking about how hard this must be on his children. I'm glad that she's aware of that. Okay, I'm glad that she's aware of that. But what are y'all going to do about it? So Mike and Justine, they finally make the official announcement to everybody that they're moving to Las Vegas. Now, some of the kids were surprised. I don't think Mike's sister was all that surprised, so she must have already known before the announcement. But, and I think if the sister knew, then I know Mike's mom knew, because the sister and the mom seem to be pretty close. So I think the sister already knew because she didn't act that surprised. And Mike's mom, to me, also didn't act that surprised either. But I could be wrong. The one who was really shocked besides the kids was Justine's mom, because she was like, what the hell, I thought you were going to have the baby here in Rhode Island. And Justine tells her mom, no, we're going to be moving to Las Vegas. So the youngest children, which I thought were twins, but shout out to the person who corrected me and says, no, they're not twins. He got 2 women pregnant at the same time. I forgot about that, because they do talk about that a lot. So the little kids, the youngest ones, the not twins, were saying how, they were crying and getting all emotional because they don't want their daddy to leave and all this and that. And it was sad. And even his oldest daughter, she started crying all over again. And the littlest ones asked Mike, can we come with you? And Mike says, in a perfect world, yes, I would love for y'all to come with me, but I don't know what your mom is going to say. They're going to say, hell no, you're not taking my baby across the country to go live in Las Vegas. No, that's not happening. So, I don't know why he would have said that, because I think even Justine has said something about how Mike needs to go talk to the kids' moms to see if some of them can come live. That's not going to happen. Mike, you've been absent from their lives for so many years, and then when you show up, you just do like you just drop by, hi, bye, then you're off with Justine again. Why would any mother feel comfortable allowing you to take their children to Las Vegas when you're barely there for them after your release? So, then Sherry, Justine's mom, she's asking them, did y'all even consider, the kids when y'all made this decision to move? And this is where Justine says, well, Mike is going to have to talk to the kids' moms, I guess, to let them know the what's up. I don't know what he's going to have to talk to the kids' mom about. So then Michael suggested that maybe what they can do is, once a month, he'll fly back to Rhode Island to see his children. And then other times the children will fly to him once a month. So that's going to be 12 times a year. So you're okay with that, I guess, seeing your kids 12 times a year. When there's, 365 days, you're cool with just seeing them 12 days or 12 times out of that whole entire year. Okay, Mike, you do you. So then after that, Michael has to go see his PO and make sure that because his PO called him, there was something to discuss. This scene to me was very stagey. I don't think it was as dramatic or as crucial as they wanted it to make us believe that it was. I think this was just added in for a dramatic effect, because until they move to Las Vegas, we really have nothing else to do with Michael and Justine. We have no reason to watch them. So I think they created a fake storyline about his PO calling him into the office to tell him that he can't move right away because some paperwork is missing that he was supposed to sign or whatever. And Mike, is acting all frustrated. He was like overacting and, banging on his steering wheel in his car because he's so upset that this one piece of paper fell through the cracks that he missed. He didn't sign it. He even tried to blame the kids. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't blame the children about this, fake scenario. So, it's talking about maybe the kids had gotten it from the mail and they misplaced it, but whatever the situation is. So now they're telling us that their move is going to be delayed probably 1 to 2 months, which is going to be a financial strain for them because they were expecting to move ASAP so they can stop paying rent at their current residence and start paying the mortgage at their new house because they closed on their home in Las Vegas. So they say. So he's upset because now they're going to be paying double. They're going to have to pay rent to stay another month in the apartment and also start paying the mortgage at the new place. So, but this whole scene, like I said, was just very stagey and fake to me. So I'm not going to give it too much time. Let's move on to, oh, by the way, Mike in his confessionals. Mike, why are you looking like a grandpa in your confessionals? You are supposed to be the new up and coming hip hop artist out of Rhode Island. Why are you looking like a grandpa? Because his hair on his side is like graying. And you're supposed to be like a hip hop artist. You're supposed to be able to keep up with the youngins right now that are taking over hip hop and whatever else is going on in the entertainment industry. I'm going to need you to get some Just for Men and touch that up a little bit. If this is what you want to do with your life, you want to rap and jump up and down on stage and do all this and that and compete with these young rappers. I'm going to need you to take care of that ASAP. Moving on to Melissa and Louie. So it is Louie's first interview at this gym that he applied at. He wants to be a personal trainer. So he shows up and, you know, what can you say? He's a felon, and he did some serious time, and he has some serious charges, armed burglary, and he's a recovering addict. So the guy was like, I don't know, okay, don't call us, we'll call you. So I thought he tried to sell himself really well, because he was, talking about how it's important to be honest. He's not trying to hide his past, etc., etc. He's a hard worker. Just give him a chance. Blah, blah, blah. Fine. But the guy was kind of still like really iffy about it. I think what Louie should do, I think he should try to expand his social media presence, because this is the age of social media, right? So everybody's starting all of these businesses on social media. I think what he should try to do is use this momentum off. If he's really serious about this, I have no idea. If he's really serious about being a personal trainer, use the momentum from this show to expand your social media presence as a personal trainer. So do all of these workout videos, giving workout advice, nutritional advice on how to get lean and mean and all this other stuff. Try to build that, and then if you can build that, then try to build your clientele off of that, and then just be a personal trainer where people are going to pay big bucks to come and work out with you, because number one, you're like a so-called reality TV star, and you have the body to show and prove that you know what it takes to get to what you look like, and you're kind of easy on the eye. You're not that bad looking of a guy, and we need to kind of fix the dentures, shave them down a little bit. But other than that, you're easy on the eyes. You're not that bad looking. So I think he should really concentrate on that if he is serious about this whole being a personal trainer thing. And if he's not that serious and just a storyline, then forget about what I just said. So then Louie and Melissa, they're hosting a housewarming party. Melissa's family shows up. She's got that one sister that looks just like her. It's crazy. They look like twins. And so her sisters are there, her brother-in-laws are there, the dad is there, Donna's there, everybody's there. So Melissa's complaining to her family that Louie's interview was basically like a waste of time, because the guy knew about his background. So her brother-in-law was like, wait a minute. Slow down. The guy's been in New Jersey for 2 days. He already booked an interview. He showed up, and you just have to be patient with them. If this doesn't work out, give him time. You just really have to be patient. So don't just, throw in the towel just yet. Whereas her sister, the one who looks just like her, she's the one that has the biggest problem with Louie. So the sister was like, well, he should have already had interviews lined up before he even showed up in Jersey. How? Like, how is he supposed to do that? I'm not saying that it was impossible, but there was a lot going on with Louie and his mom and Melissa. And so anyways, whatever. So the sister was like giving him crap about how he should have had like 30 interviews or just lined up back to back, so that when he showed up in Jersey, he just knocks him out, one after the other. And the brother-in-law was like, no, we need to give him time. And Melissa was more like leaning on her sister's side. Like, he should have already had a whole bunch of interviews already lined up. So then when Donna walks in, her brother was like, who the hell are you? Because she just walked on in. So Donna walks in, and then we have a scene where Donna and Melissa's dad kind of get into it a little bit, and they're very protective of Donna. No, excuse me. We have a scene of Melissa's dad and Louie's mom getting into it, and they're like very protective of their children, respectively. And so they're like threatening each other. It's like, if your daughter does anything to my son, and if your son does anything to my daughter, they're kind of going at it, right? But then at the end of the day, they had a conversation on the porch. They talked it out, and they're like, you know what? The thing is, we are very protective and we love our children very much, and that's just what it is. But we're all going to be there for each other. I'm going to be there for Melissa. The dad's like, I'm going to be there for Louie. We're all going to watch out for each other's kids and, hope for the best. Now, Melissa's sister has a conversation with Donna one-on-one in one of the bedrooms. And she wanted to, because she doesn't like Donna, of course, because of all the things that Melissa has told her. She thinks that Donna is just way too protective of her son, doesn't allow him to be a man, etc. And so then the sister was talking to Donna and saying, you know what, I've had my experiences, dealing with someone who has an addiction because her own boyfriend had OD'd. And she is, I think that, like I said before, the sister's projecting a lot of her issues on Melissa and Louie. But she was like, I just don't trust Louie. I don't trust him at all. I don't trust addicts. because her own issues. So she tells Donna straight up, I just don't trust him. Donna's trying to sell her son and be like, he's cleaned up, he's better, he's in a different place now, etc. So then that was basically the end of that. After that, everybody left. Louie and Melissa's dad seemed to have, kind of made up a little bit, where the dad was like, I'm gonna be there for you. If you need anything, just give me a call. And Louie was like, if you want to come over, just come over anytime. You don't have to wait for an invite. Just drop by whenever you want, etc. Now, Melissa is still not feeling Donna. Everything else is kumbaya with everybody, but she is still not feeling Donna at all. She thinks that Donna is going to be popping up at her house unexpected. She thinks that Donna is having a hard time letting Louie go. She didn't like how Donna was kind of like telling Melissa, okay, now I'm finally letting go of my son and I'm giving him to you and I'm trusting him in your hands. She didn't like that whole scene that Donna did. So she's like, Donna's just upset that she's going to be alone now because she wants Louie to be with her all the time. So Melissa is still not feeling Donna. Moving on to Lindsay and Blaine. So Lindsay's having a conversation with her daughter, and she's telling her daughter that she proposed to Blaine. And the daughter was like, you did what? It's like, yeah, I proposed to him. There's no need for me to wait around for him to propose to me, and women can propose to men. And her daughter was like, well, how do you know he really wants to marry you now if you're the one that proposed first? You don't even know if he really wants to marry you. And so Lindsay's like said that, she's not worried about that. And then her daughter tells her, is this what you really want, or are you just settling? And Lindsay was upset about that because it looks like she really likes Blaine, and she doesn't want Blaine to be someone that someone considers her settling with. So she didn't like that at all. So the daughter is not feeling this whole proposal, the marriage. Miley Grace is not feeling it at all. After that, we see Lindsay at the doctor's office, and she's getting her IUD checked. And it was just a way, I guess, because anyways, I'm not gonna put too much on it. I was just gonna say that it's like the scene was so unnecessary. I felt like it was a scene just to let us know that she's keeping this secret from Blaine, because Blaine had mentioned in the previous scene something about them having a baby. He's like, I guess he's like looking forward to having kids with Lindsay, and Lindsay's like, hold your horses. So then we see her at the doctor's office where she wants to check on her IUD to make sure that her IUD is in there correctly, it's not going to come out, etc. And so the doctor's like, yeah, because you don't want to have any children, right? And she's like, oh no, I don't want to have any kids. No. And so she's got this IUD, but she hasn't told Blaine that she has an IUD. I don't understand why not. Why is that a big deal to hide? You don't want to have kids. I don't understand why people hide the most craziest things from their partners. It doesn't make any sense to me. You don't want to have a child right now, so what? Just tell him, look, I'm not ready to have a kid. It's my body. I'm going to be the one carrying it. So there's nothing he can do about it. It's like, what is he going to do? Walk away from you? No, he's not going to leave you because you're not ready to have a child right now. I don't get the secrets. But speaking of secrets, let's talk about Taylor and Chance. So Chance surprises Taylor with a limo ride in that 1997 limo from the junkyard. So he surprises her with this limo ride, and she's like, the first thing out of her mouth when she sees it outside is, how much did it cost? Because they are broke as hell. So he was like, oh, it was free, my buddy, he's letting us use it for the night because I want to take you out on a romantic date and be all romantical with you. Okay, they don't even change their clothes, they don't even take a shower, like whatever they were wearing at the moment when they were fixing the table, because they have that business, I forgot what it's called, but those fancy tables with the shiny stuff on it. They just were like, okay, let's get in the limo. No shower, no changing of clothes, no nothing. So they get in the limo, and he's really trying to convince her that getting into the limo business is a good idea. So it's not even a date night. It's basically a pitch. Okay, he's just trying to pitch to her that, they should get into the limo business. But, Taylor, she ain't having that. So this romantical night ends at the Chuck Burger or Burger Chuck, some burger joint off the road. That's where the romantic night was leading us to. And there's like no tables outside, so they're sitting on the trunk of the limo, I guess, eating. And they talk about how, all of their issues and how he promises he's going to do right. And so she's willing to give him a second chance. I don't think this is even the second chance. This has to be like the 33rd chance that she's giving this man. So the next time that we see Taylor, they show us a blurb on television where it says that she had to text production because she kicked Chance out of her home. So production rushes over to the house to see what the hell's going on. She talks about how this part was very confusing. Now, Taylor talks really slow, and then she's dealing with the baby, changing the baby's diaper, feeding the baby while she's talking about what happened, y'all. And I could not pay attention. Okay, my mind was wandering. I don't know what the hell she was talking about, but from what I gathered, Chance came home and was demanding to see her phone. So then she told him, if I'm going to show you my phone, I want to see your phone. I thought she saw his phone, and I thought she saw these messages or pictures or whatever that he was exchanging with somebody, some unknown number. But then later on, she tells production that she asked him, "Can I see your phone?" And he threw the phone in the toilet. So I was kind of confused. Where did she see these messages? Because she says he was communicating with somebody from an unknown number, and he was like deleting pictures. So I was like confused, and she was talking so slow, and she was so distracted by the baby. I was like, I couldn't pay attention. So when she asked him, "Well, let me see your phone," he threw the phone in the toilet. And so the production asked her, "Well, why do you think he did that?" And she was like, "Because obviously he's hiding something from me." And then came the scene where she took the phone out of the toilet. God, why? Y'all, I would have driven to Walmart and gotten some tongs or something. And how there's no way in hell I would have put my hand in there to take out somebody else's phone, especially. So, or at least put on some gloves. So she takes the phone out, and she says that she called the number. She thought it was going to be a woman picking up the phone, but it was a man. And the man was asking her, "Who are you?" And she says, "I'm so-and-so. I'm Chance's fiance, and you've been communicating with him from his number." And I don't know, the guy was like, they're showing us the messages. I don't know, the guy was just not saying much, if anything. But now Taylor's like, so this whole time I thought he was talking to a woman, he's actually talking to a man. So these messages are going back and forth, which I'm assuming were inappropriate. I don't know. It was to a man. And so she's like, oh, okay, so that's what he's into right now. He's into men. So production is talking to Chance. He's in some under construction house cleaning it up, and they're asking him what the hell happened. Why were you kicked out of the house? And he said that Taylor was catfishing him. And he was like, I was communicating with somebody on the phone, and I knew that it was Taylor, because this is what she does. She tries to catch me cheating, so she'll create these fake accounts and these fake phone numbers, and she'll start reaching out to me through them, acting like she's somebody else so she can catch me cheating. So this whole time, I know I was talking to Taylor. And so because I knew that it was Taylor on the other end, I was giving her exactly what she was looking for, which means, making it seem like he was interested in this person. So the production tells her that, and she's like, no, I don't do that. No, that wasn't me. I did not create a fake number or a fake account to communicate with him. No, that was not me. So then he's calling her while she's talking to production. He's calling her, and when he left the house, whether he was kicked out or whether he left voluntarily, because they also differ on that, he says that he took her laptop by accident. And Taylor thinks that he took the laptop just so that he can have an excuse to come back to the house. He says he took her laptop by accident, and that he downloaded everything that was in her laptop. And he was like, you're a very, what did he call her? He goes, you're a real dirty girl. You're a very dirty person, from whatever he saw on the laptop. And he says, you're not what you seem. And that's where their episode and their little segment ended. Look, y'all, Taylor and Chance, they're just trying to hang on to this show by a string, okay? Because they have no other source of income. They're broke as hell. Watching her apply for state benefits is not interesting. So they're going to instead make up storylines. They're going to make up these storylines about Bobo chasing him, saying TikTok, time is running out, I'm looking for your man. This thing about him communicating with some dude on the phone. It's all fake, made up. I don't believe Taylor and Chance as far as I can throw them. Everything about Taylor and Chance to me is so fraudulent. It's so fake. because there's nothing else going on with them. He refuses to get a regular job to take care of his family. She refuses to break up with him and leave this man. And they want to stay on the show, but like I said, their real life is probably boring. So they're creating all this other stuff to keep us interested. I'm not interested. I'm frustrated and I'm tired and I'm bored with Taylor and Chance. Completely 100% bored, because next week there's going to be some explanation with this whole phone message thing. I don't think Chance is having a relationship with some man. Whoever this guy is, Taylor said he's like the biggest hoe in town. Y'all, okay, fine, whatever. Yes, we'll believe it. Yes, okay, yeah. Chance is having an affair with a man, and the man is the biggest hoe in town. Okay, we'll go with that, and we'll see what happens next week. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.